My name is Tania Joy. I'm a folk roots artist from Uxbridge, Ontario in the Durham region, and we are here today at the Biltmore Theatre. Happy to be here. The songs on the new album, I Will Stand, some of them were written quite a few years ago, and then some were written very recently, like Planks in Marietta. I actually started that song in a course. It was a 4-week course that was led by Hillside Music Festival, and that is a songwriting course to support and promote female-identified artists to write, the songs that they want to write and really come into their own voice. And it was my first time interacting and taking that program, and really what they're trying to do is challenge the gender imbalance in the music industry, because it's primarily men, and they've recognized that certain songs don't get written in certain rooms. So having a forum of all female led and female participants can often invite topics that you may not typically address. So it was a small group of us, and again, we did it over Zoom during the pandemic. For me, they provided an opportunity to go somewhere to a song, to a topic that was very challenging, and for me that was Planks in Marietta, because it's a song about George Floyd, the death of George Floyd, and how it related to me was there was a racial incident that happened in Uxbridge. There was some racist graffiti that was painted on the streets and stop signs at Planks Lane and Marietta Street in Uxbridge. It was in the news shortly after George Floyd had been murdered, and I hadn't really responded to that even. It's a very difficult topic for me. It's something that I've avoided talking about most of my life, but after that incident and the year that was 2020, I finally felt like it was time for me to address it, and that song was my gateway to all of those emotions, and really it's a call to all the incidents like that happen in small towns, not just in the States, and all small towns like across the world where racism exists. And I just wanted to challenge it and see if we could change things, or just start to have conversations that would make an impact. Another song on the album, I Will Stand, is the title track and the title of the album. And I think starting with Planks in Marietta and writing that in February got me into a place where, many of us recognize there's so many injustices and wrongs to right that have really proliferated. These stories have proliferated in the last time of isolation and really highlighted a lot of the things that aren't working in society. I Will Stand is the song to empower those marginalized voices, BIPOC and LGBTQ+, ageism, all of those things. It's empowering people to stand up and stand up for themselves and stand up against these institutions that are supporting the wrong things and that aren't supporting citizens and individuals into being able to be themselves. So I co-wrote that song with Ingrid McDonald and also the Hill Crocutus, Afros, and Ingrid sang on the track there. They're singing the background vocals. The photographer who has supported me throughout the release of these songs, Tracy Walker, is also the videographer for the video that will be dropping soon. It was really important to have a lot of females involved in that song. I felt like it added to the context, and my co-writer is, as she says, a retired lesbian activist. So that was quite, something. I just love the way she put it. And having her contribute meant the world. She's seen a lot. She has a lot to say about, where things have come. She's been dealing with this sort of bias since the 60s. So she's actually seen a lot of change over time. And so even without knowing it, we didn't start writing the song with that intention. It started out as a very personal story, and then it became a global story. So, sometimes things like that happen in writing rooms. You really, you become vulnerable, and you kind of dive into some topics that can really resonate with others. And I hope this song does. The process of, getting these songs together to record and put on an album, sometimes you get lucky. I waited a long time to get back into the studio to record, and really I was waiting for the right team of people to support my journey, not just, just trying to find the right members who are invested in the songs and really supported my journey. So I got lucky and connected with my producer, Hill Kurkudis, through a songwriting retreat called Song Studio. We met, during the course of the week for the retreat, and we connected and talked about, whether or not we could collaborate on something. I just liked her vibe. I thought that we had a good connection, and she seemed, she was very supportive of the material that she heard. Finding that person to start the process was like the key for me. And we took it slow at first. We didn't actually intend to roll out a full EP. We just thought about it as, let's go one song at a time and see if we've got a good thing going, right? So there was no full pressure, no commitment. And then because of the pandemic, we had to do it all virtually. So she was in Barrie and I was in Uxbridge, and we talked through our ideas and the songs online in Zoom calls, and then slowly started to create a palette for how we wanted the songs to sound. And then we traded files back and forth. We recorded and sent files digitally, and slowly, unearthed this collection of songs. So that was a big key component. And from there, as each song came out, we felt like, we have a good body of work. I wanted to keep moving forward. I wrote Planks in Marietta in January and released it in February. So our system of working together was so tight that when that opportunity came up, we just jumped on that, and it actually came. It was a surprise. We didn't plan to write and release something so quickly, but it just worked out. So when you have a nice tight team and you have each other's trust, and I would say that Hill was very intuitive. We worked so seamlessly together. She really understood the emotions behind the songs, and I think that's part of the success of them. So that component, getting into the studio, is very unconventional in this day, but that's how this album came together. And then, the releasing of it, deciding to make it an EP, and working with other members, photographer, videographers, and a PR person to help, position the songs as best possible with the right media. I would say that is a great learning. I've never, worked so holistically with music before. And so for other musicians coming up and thinking about releasing, I would say there's a lot of thought that, should go into from the beginning to the end. And you can't spend all of your budget in the studio because there's a lot on the marketing side that we don't think about initially. And really, you really have to look at how you plan with that in mind, as well as time. A lot of the industry is pretty busy these days with the pandemic. Everybody is releasing new material they've been writing during this time when they can't perform. So you have to kind of plan ahead in order to have all your ducks in a row. So a few years ago, we started a music festival in Uxbridge called Springtide Music Festival. I'm one of the co-founders, and we founded it with some business owners and other artists in our community in Uxbridge. We started in 2018, so we've had 2.5 years with the pandemic. We put on a smaller format version in 2020, and we're looking to bring it back in 2022. That was an exciting time for Uxbridge. We have so much talent there, and we're very fortunate. Behind the scenes, there's open mics going on like 2-3 times a week in different venues. I've been hosting one for 10 years, and through that, you get to know a lot of the up-and-coming creative people who are also just trying to hone their craft and get to know other musicians. That's how most people meet and start bands. So from that energy, Springtide was born, and so we're very excited to kind of get back to it and see what the new year holds. And from getting involved in a festival, you kind of reach out to other musicians in the region. So Durham region has become a big part of the music festival. Other sponsors, we're funded by a lot of businesses and Heritage Canada, and it's a nonprofit, so it's 100% volunteer led. So we really rely on our community, which has made us tighter, and which has also kept us in alignment with everyone's goals. We started the festival to support local talent and local businesses. And with that in mind, lots of opportunities present themselves. Everyone is collaborating, and it's a really exciting, thing to be a part of. Through the music festival, I met the team at the OMAs, and I was able to host the nominee announcement this year, as well as the awards show, and get involved again behind the scenes to support such a great breadth of talent. You've seen a lot of Durham artists rise and create successful careers across Canada and the States and the UK. So it's really exciting. It's a great passion of mine, not just the music, but connecting with other creative people. I'm also a designer in my life, and so it seems like it's just bubbling over with potential, and I can't wait to get back to it, in the coming year. Thanks so much for watching. You can find my music at taniajoy.com or on Spotify. Purchase it on Bandcamp. The new album is called I Will Stand. I want to thank O Canada Creative for having me today, and look forward to seeing you out at some shows in the coming year.